Hey everybody, Ed Homewood, Old Guy Hi-Fi channel. I hope everyone's doing well today. Well, it's such a beautiful day here in Chicago, I thought I'd film outside today. So today we're going to talk about the Shanling EC0 R2R tube portable CD player. So sit back, relax, and we'll get going on this video. Well, it's a beautiful day here in Chicago, so I thought I'd come outside and film. I apologize for any background noise. You may hear into the annoying neighbor kid a couple of houses down screaming like whatever he's doing is super important. So I apologize for that noise. And yes, I am a grumpy old man. So anyway, what is the Shanling EC0? Well, it is a $589 portable CD player, but it is really much more than that. We're going to do a little bit of a deep dive. While I'm talking about the features, you're going to see specifications over here for those that are interested in it. The unit itself is built really well. The chassis is a CNC machined aluminum chassis, very well constructed. I think I got a picture I can insert there. The actual clamping mechanism, it's actually a magnetic clamping device that holds the CD in place. So it's very stable, and it does have skip protection. So if you're using it, I used it in the car, I had no problem with it skipping if you're using it outside. This isn't a Discman that you're going to carry on a strap. It's a much higher end than that, but it does have the skip protection should you need it. One of the cool features about it is it's a full 192 resistor, full R2R ladder DAC architecture. That's really unique, and it runs non-oversampling and oversampling modes. It also has a tube output stage, not a buffer, output stage. So on the transistorized output, and you can select which one you want, it'll do 330 milliwatts into 32 ohms. But on the tube side, it'll do 270 thereabouts milliwatts into 32 ohms. So it's really kind of cool. We're going to talk about all of that. It does have some great inputs and outputs and some nice features. And I'll put close-up pictures of the device because you're never going to see it this way. So on the side, we've got a power on and off button. On the front panel, we've got a sliding volume control. We've got a 3.5 millimeter single-ended, a 4.4 millimeter pentagon. On the top, there is actually an LCD display. You won't be able to see it, I apologize. There's the stop button, play pause button. This accesses your menu and allows you to step through various modes, turn the tube output off, turn the oversampling, non-oversampling on and off as you see fit, and then skip forward, skip back, fast forward, fast rewind. Now, on the back panel, on the side, there's a lock button, which actually locks the laser transport just in case it's going to get jostled or be roughly used or whatever. So on the back side, we've got a 4.4 millimeter balanced line out, a 3.5 millimeter balanced line out, and the way I used it was with a 3.5 millimeter RCA adapter to plug into a regular system on my desktop. It has a digital output, but it's one of these multi-cables that can do Toslink and or coax. I don't have that cable, so I didn't try it. It does have a USB DAC input, and I'll talk about that in a second. USB for power, and then you have a switch to switch between built-in battery power or external power should you want to. So let's do this. Let me talk about, I want to kind of talk about the tubes, I want to talk about the DAC. So let's reconfigure a little bit and I'll do that. So the interesting thing about these tubes that are used in the EC0 is very fascinating. They are used as an output stage. Now there is a transistorized output stage that gives you 330 milliwatts at 32 ohms, but on the tube output stage, it's 270 milliwatts, I think, at 32 ohms, and you're actually listening to the tubes. Now, the tubes are cool. They are US-made Raytheon JAN6418 sub-miniature, or what's commonly known as a pencil tube. The cool thing about these is they were designed for military and aerospace applications during the Cold War. Now, you got to remember, transistors were really invented in the mid to late 50s, and they weren't perfected, and they weren't as ubiquitous as they are now. So a lot of the transistor development was driven through the 60s, I think, by the space program. Obviously, NASA needed very small little power devices because every ounce on a space launch counts, every milliwatt of power drawn from the battery system counts, and tubes weren't really a good choice because a lot of tubes are real big, they generate a ton of heat, they consume a lot of power, and the pencil tubes, while they're ruggedized, probably weren't good for low gravity, low atmospheric pressure applications, and again, weight and power considerations. But So the tubes were still used an awful lot in the military. So these tubes were used in devices like medical equipment, portable radios. The fascinating thing is they were used in missiles. I'm not exactly sure. They're small amplifiers, so maybe they were amplifying signals within the missile itself. Maybe they were amplifying signals going back to a base station, maybe trajectory or telemetry information. I don't know. But anyway, it's really fascinating. So since the time that tubes are no longer used in those applications, they've gained a following in the DIY audiophile community for low power consumption, preamplifier stages, and headphone amps. And there are a number of companies that are they make little portable dongle DACs and things like that, portable headphone amplifiers that have tubes in them. Some use this same JAN6418, some use alternatives. I know I had an X Duo unit in that had tubes in it. I've seen some portable ones that have maybe a single tube in it. I think it's probably more a buffer stage rather than the amplifier stage. I know Hifi uses some tubes like this in their devices. It's great because when you're listening to it in the tube mode, you're hearing the tubes. You get that nice warm tube sound, that classic tube sound, that kind of, those beautiful harmonics and that kind of euphonic coloration. Really nice, warm, very three-dimensional, very resolute with that R2R DAC and the tube combination. The sound is beautiful and listenable for very long periods of time, and I did use it that way. So some of the advantages of this particular tube are very warm sound, very low power requirement. That's good. The battery in this thing will last 8 hours. That's amazing to me because you're spinning the mechanism and you're driving tubes and you're driving all the other circuitry. It's really, really neat unit, very nicely implemented. And again, these tubes have found a following in the audiophile community and DIY projects, so it absolutely makes sense that they're used like this. So let's do this. Let me tell you how I use the device. I'll talk about what I thought of the sound, and then we'll wrap it up. So one of the really nice things about it is it does have enough power to drive some regular headphones. And I used it to drive my FIO FT5s without any problem. It drove all of the headphones I have here. Struggled a little bit with the Hifi Mendiva Pro. That's a very power hungry headphone, but the way I used it was, we just went on vacation. So my wife likes to listen to these crime podcasts, and I always tell her that she listens to them so that she can figure out how to dispose of my body when she gets fed up with me. So she wants to listen to her crime podcast. I wanted to listen to some music, so I had this, and what I did in the car was I used it with my IEMs, and it was beautiful sound on the IEMs. Plenty of power, no problem whatsoever. Also, too, as a portable device, because it has that really cool USB DAC input, I was able to use my phone just with a USB-C cable from the phone to the DAC, and I could stream then from Spotify, Tidal, or Qobuz off my phone and use the R2R ladder DAC in this. That was really cool. Now, on my desktop, I did want to use it, and I wanted to use it running into a variety of desktop preamplifier kind of headphone amp DAC things that I have. So I have a 3.5 millimeter RCA adapter, and I could plug in just normal, or I could plug this into my main system if I wanted to via RCA and use this as the CD player, DAC, and tube output, everything I wanted to. I could go from the headphone jack, or I could go from the balanced output on the back or the single-ended output, which is how I used it. I don't have a balanced to XLR cable. I don't know if I'll get one. Maybe I will. Anyway, so I was able to use it in a variety of different ways, and it really was a good companion. I could listen to it for a very long period of time. Now, the drawback was in the car, I had to go find my old, from the 2000s, my old car CD carry case. I felt like very nostalgic, very deja vu. So anyway, it was just great. It sounds wonderful. It's easy to listen to. It's easy to use. It's so well constructed. Just remarkable piece. So let me tell you about my thoughts on its sound quality, and then we'll wrap this all up. Well, as I mentioned, it was a good companion for pretty much all of my listening needs. Out here on the deck listening with my headphones, on the desktop wanting to play CDs through my, variety of different desktop rigs with a variety of different speakers and amplifiers. This thing performed wonderfully on a really good pair of resolute headphones like my FIO FT5s, or even the FT7s, or the new Apos Audio Technica collaboration. I can't remember what it is. I'll put the model number down here. It was very resolute. It was super easy to listen to. I felt like I was hearing everything. Very smooth, good bass response, good powerful bass response too. And you think about it, it's not a 1,000 milliwatt or 2,000 milliwatt output stage. It still drove those headphones without any trouble. just really good sound. Vocals were really well reproduced. Everything was just smooth, detailed, that wonderful R2R sound, and a wonderful tube sound. Now on the transistor side, still clean and crisp, good detail. Not warm, but very nice and clear. Rode the, I don't know, notch or two above the neutral side. On the kind of the cool, very detailed side. On the tube side, just right on that warm boundary, maybe just a little under. Just nice and lush and beautiful. And you guys know I'm a tube nut, and I'm an R2R ladder DAC nut. What a great combination this thing was. I highly recommend it. It can serve as the portable device when you need it to. It can serve as a desktop device when you need it to. It can serve as a CD player in your regular system if you need it to. Now, it does lack a remote control, so that's the only one drawback. But again, it sounds wonderful, and you can just go straight into a basic system. You don't need a ton of different kinds of sophisticated equipment to use it. Just an RCA input or a 3.5 millimeter input, and you're good to go. Really, really nice piece. So I highly recommend the Shanling EC0. Just a wonderful piece. Well, thank you for joining me outside for this review. It's a really beautiful day here. Anyway, hopefully you enjoyed the review. Hopefully you'd be willing to give me a like and your subscription. That would help a lot. I'd like to thank my channel members, my subscribers, and my viewers. You guys are wonderful. Thank you so very much. In the spirit of full disclosure, there will be an Amazon affiliate link to this particular product in the pinned comment and in the video description. There will also be a channel membership link in the pinned comment and the video description if you are so inclined to join. There is no music in this because it's CDs, so pick your CDs. It'll sound great. I promise you, this thing's really good. There are some additional affiliate links in the video description. You guys know the drill on that. So comment, let me know. What do you think? There's been a lot of activity on CD players lately. Obviously, there's been a lot of talk about CDs making a resurgence, and that's great. I've always listened to CDs. I've got a couple thousand of them, and I've never stopped listening to them. But now the nice thing is I don't have to listen to them on some big old vintage, 5-disc carousel changer that doesn't particularly sound very good, and while it does have a SPDIF output, that signal's not the best in the world, but it was better than nothing. Now with this new crop of really kind of high performance portable CD players and small footprint CD players, there's a lot to be said about listening to CDs. So anyway, comment, share your thoughts on that stuff with me. I've covered everything I need to. It's not inexpensive, but this is a fascinating, really well executed little device. I like it a lot, the Shanling EC0. Anyway, my name is Ed Homewood. Oh yeah, please like, subscribe, comment, follow me on Instagram. I forgot that part. My name is Ed Homewood. This is the Old Guy Hi-Fi channel, and it is now, as I always tell you, it is your obligation to yourself to put on some nice headphones, go out, sit outside in the beautiful weather, listen to some really wonderful music, just relax and enjoy yourself, and let your blood pressure come down and just enjoy life. Thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it. I hope you have a wonderful day.